Some people do crazy things. I found this guy called Styropyro. He literally can turn a microwave into a laser oven. Today we'll be checking out some of his craziest inventions. My home-built 200-watt laser bazooka.
Hey everybody. Now I feel like I say this a lot, but I just finished building my most terrifying device yet. So this right here is my 200-watt laser bazooka. 200 watts! Now just to give you a
what are you going to do with
that? This laser pointer right here is 0.005 watts. That's at the FDA limit where a quick flash to the eyes shouldn't do any eye damage. Now this laboratory laser right here is 0.5 watts, which puts it at the highest danger safety rating for a laser, which means that just looking at the spot on the wall can give you eye damage. And then this baby right here sits at 200 watts, which means it's 400 times over the most dangerous rating imposed by the FDA.
You're gonna burn a hole through your wall?
I built this laser bazooka almost completely out of scrap parts and broken electronics. So the casing of the gun
my man's playing Fallout in real life.
With a file and hacksaw, and yes, that took a long time. And then the heart of the gun are these 4 50-watt blue laser diode banks that I ripped out of some broken DLP projectors that I scored off of eBay. Then these parts right here are called knife edgers. They're optical components that combine the individual laser beams from the laser diodes to make a more homogenized beam. Then,
Sir, it's this guy right here. This one. Pay attention to his eBay most recent buys, please.
Here's my main
God.
focusing lens, which simply condenses the output for up-close burning. Then this is my safety switch, which is really just a screwdriver jammed into a circuit breaker. Then, of course, I also decided to add a lepidopter and amplifier, because you can't have a good laser gun without one of these.
Ooh. Is he going to, like, shoot it with it? No, I'm joking.
This thing is so unbelievably dangerous to operate, I had to build this. It's simply a welding mask with laser goggles fit into it. That way I don't go blind when I'm using the laser.
Dude, my guy has a pack-a-punched weapon. What is it? What?
The power of this thing is insane. It's directed to the eyes.
Dude, imagine breaking into this dude's house, and the moment you open the door or like step through the window or crawl through the window or something, he hits you with the power of God in one flick of the switch in not even a second after breaking into his house.
3,000,000 times more intense than staring into the sun. And actually, I'm pretty sure that this is the strongest portable laser that's ever been built by a hobbyist. So that's pretty awesome. And man, it just feels like I'm holding a bolt of lightning in my hands. This is definitely my new favorite toy. Let's use this computer case.
See that airplane? No, I'm joking. No, don't do that. No, don't. That is very illegal. Don't do that. Even with a normal laser pointer, that is very illegal. Knowing this will probably burn a hole through the through the object. Oh, whoa, okay.
Now, before I go on, I should warn you that all the crazy stuff that you're about to see was done completely for educational purposes. I mean, if you were to try any of this stuff at home...
This video is for educational purposes only. Don't take any advice that I say to buy or do, because it's just for entertainment.
You'd probably die, so yeah, please don't try this at home.
And you'd probably die if you did it anyway, so don't do it.
Alright, so here's what all came with the package here. So you got some instructions, a USB charging cable, then of course the lighter. I guess there's a little safety switch here in the back. Alright, here goes nothing. Oh. Huh, you call that a plasma lighter? Jeez.
Because you're going to turn it into an electrical torch.
On something like that. Huh, I was expecting something a lot bigger than this. I mean, you can't do that with a regular lighter. How about some neon bulbs?
That's actually pretty cool. What the heck?
Right. Neat. Alright, this one's for science. Ow, holy heck.
What? Why would you do that?
Okay, now I'm bored. Maybe I can just feed it higher voltage for a bigger arc. Taking it apart shows that it has a 3.7 volt lithium-ion battery inside. So by removing that...
Oh my god, he's gonna put like a car battery.
And crank up the voltage. Alright, here I have it hooked up...
He's gonna hook up a Tesla to the taser.
And... Huh. That's weird. Why isn't it making an arc? Well, I guess I can just crank up the voltage until it works, right? Okay. Huh. Okay, so it's just literally gonna do nothing. My biggest Tesla coil uses a frickin' angle grinder to switch the tank circuit, but it does generate some pretty cool results.
Is that in his house?
I advanced to the 20th century with my last Tesla coil build. It's based on a vacuum tube.
Hey babe, you want to see my Tesla coil?
A circuit using a puny 55 watt rated tube isn't going to satisfy my pyromaniac desires, but it at least provides a good starting point. Besides, I already have this awesome piece of Soviet military surplus on hand. This is a GU-5B triode, which is rated for several thousand watts of output power. There's Zillipoper, whose videos actually scare me, and Teslista555, who makes some awesome high voltage contraptions as well. They both have excellent channels with...
Yes, hey sir, these two channels right here, keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them.
Great high voltage content, so you should definitely check them out. Their builds provided a great reference for mine. I started the build by making a filament supply for the tube. I got a good deal on this toroidal transformer on eBay, and I clipped off a few of the windings to match
on
the proper
eBay
filament voltage under load.
You can get this stuff on eBay.
As a side note, I can't break out microwave
oh
transformers
my
on this channel
god
without pointing out how incredibly lethal they are.
Yeah, that looks pretty lethal.
Any other component.
That's
No
not
joke.
normal fire.
That being said, even as terrifying and lethal as this power supply is, it just couldn't hack powering my cursed arc lighter circuit. The voltage just sagged too much under load. At this point, I would have just went out and bought some more thrift shop microwaves to cobble together a bigger supply, but you can't do that this year. So I turned to my shining light in the darkness, eBay. With a bit of searching, I came across a great deal on this huge transformer salvaged out of a flashlamp pumped laser. The transformer was
you can build some like dark web type like stuff from eBay. That is terrifying.
Let me just show you how it runs.
Oh my god. Oh, that nozzle.
Steel is a pretty good conductor in low-frequency circuits, but its relatively high magnetic permeability means that its apparent resistance due to the skin effect becomes pretty significant at high frequencies.
Hey kid, this is my sparkler. Happy 4th of July.
This is pretty apparent as the steel melts a lot easier, even though it has a higher melting point. And I forgot to bring one of Apple's proprietary connectors to my shop today. Maybe I can just wirelessly charge it with a coil.
Oh yeah, it's what?
Maybe I didn't give it enough power. Let's give that another go. Huh, don't worry about that. That was just the voltage double.
Bro's FaceTiming Jesus right now. What is that? He made uranium crayons.
I've pulled a ton of awesome stuff out of trash cans over the years, but my favorite find is definitely this chemical formulary book from 1933. I mean, there's just so many brilliant recipes inside. From things like soaps and cosmetics, to explosives and medications. This thing would have been a gold mine to a nerd living in the 30s. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos in this book, you'll know there's some just absolutely insane recipes in here too. So of course, those will be the ones we'll be testing today. Have you ever thought that crayons just aren't bright enough? Well, it turns out, making a fluorescent crayon is actually pretty easy. All you need are some uranium salts. Okay, but seriously, uranium in a crayon? What were they thinking? This is one of the worst ideas I've ever heard of. I can't wait to try it out. In this recipe, I'll be using urinal
okay, all right, dude.
Uranium salt. Urinal.
Did he find this off of eBay?
Now, uranium salts are radioactive, but what really makes them scary is their chemical toxicity. Uranium is a heavy metal after all. On the flip side, many uranium salts are absolutely gorgeous, strongly fluorescent, and some of the
That
most
does look
beautiful
really
chemical
cool,
compounds
though.
out there. It's quite unfair how something that looks so yummy is actually
Whoa,
so toxic.
okay.
As for the
I didn't think
crayon,
it'd be
I
so
ground up the
vibrant.
calcium carbonate with the plaster, dissolve the urinal nitrate
You
in
want to
water,
eat
and mix them
uranium
together.
salt?
The result
It looks like you took a lemon head and like crushed it down.
toxic. As for the crayon, I ground up the calcium carbonate with the plaster, dissolve the urinal nitrate in water, and then mix them together. The resultant mix isn't as fluorescent as it results in a urinal carbonate precipitate, but without the calcium carbonate, the crayons would be too hard to draw with. I put the paste in a syringe to act as a mold, and let it harden for a few days.
So
Here
did
is the
they
finished
like
uranium
unironically make these
It's
for
really more of a
kids back in
chalk,
the day?
which means it's prone to making toxic dust as you use it.
It does glow nicely under UV light though. Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to draw with, and it is pretty crumbly as well. Toxicity aside, it does look pretty neat under UV.
Hey, that is actually pretty cool. What the
coolness to
heck?
danger ratio isn't quite worth it in my opinion.
The cool to danger ratio is not worth.
Be used instead of the uranium, so I made some crayons based on anthracene as well. These actually glowed brighter and with a blue glow instead of green. It's a sore throat remedy. Now, the ingredients in here look pretty sketchy.
Oh, God.
So I guess I'm just gonna have to make some and see what it does. I'm not sure what the function of any of these
Oh,
ingredients is,
God.
honestly. And in fact, the recipe is quite toxic. Now, you'd think that mixing a strong Lewis acid with a potent oxidizer...
Sore throat relief? You know, this will clear up your sore throats, you know, clear up your sinuses too. It will not only cure that, it will fix your upset stomach and constipation too. Matter of fact, you won't have to deal with any problem because you will be 6 foot under the ground.
Oh, I don't think that was supposed to happen. Maybe those beautiful flames are supposed to distract you from your sore throat. Either that, or I made a bad assumption. When the recipe called for a tincture, I figured it meant making a tincture of all that stuff.
Potassium?
In hindsight, it probably...
I think water and potassium chlorate don't mix well together. It's like really reactive, I think.
Using a ferric chloride tincture as one of the ingredients. That would make more sense, because tinctures of ferric chloride were used in medicine a long time ago, and it would also keep the iron dosages below lethal levels. Now, this auto-ignition reaction is actually quite interesting. The sheer act of dissolving the anhydrous ferric chloride in ethanol does release a substantial amount of heat, and it boils nearly as soon as it's mixed. If you're like most people and stare at screens all day, there's a good chance you've dealt with dry and irritated eyes at...
Okay, boys, take notes, because I'm pretty sure all you guys need this, including me. No, I'm actually joking. Mercury oxide, that sounds like acid.
Some point. So what's the solution? Mercury salts and opium applied directly to your eyeballs. If that doesn't make your eyes feel better, I don't know what will. I've always been looking for a method of hardening copper. And check it out. Most of what I need is just pee.
Dude, straight up, back in the old days, I'd hate to grow up in like the early to late 1800s and then early 1900s. The amount of stuff, the amount of like toxic things they were testing is insane. Cyanide coffee? Huh?
This book is very generous with its use of cyanide.
Speed is essential.
Or just keep your engine running smoothly, they always find a way to throw some cyanide in the mix. Now, lucky for us, they also include this convenient procedure for dealing with your inevitable cyanide poisoning. The first steps aren't anything crazy, but check out step 4. It has one of the best sentences I've ever read. If patient survives, give a medic, and after vomiting, support of a strong...
If a patient survives... Keywords there.
Coffee with brandy or whiskey. Let's party. You survived.
Would you want to live back in the 1930s or like late 1800s, that time period? Would you want to live back in the day? I wouldn't. Not at all. I am fine with you know, my energy drink with questionable things in it. I would much rather drink that than cyanide coffee.